let's talk about putting and the full story of putting. So hopefully we can hold a few more putts out on the golf course. So whatever way we read the greens and understand how the ball is going to drop into the hole, that is the first thing we need to have. The second thing, we need to be able to match our line and pace. So we need to be able to, whatever read we have, however we've seen it drop in, left or right, we need to be able to match that pace to that read. And finally, we need to be able to start that golf ball online. So let's talk about a kind of a simple setup here in terms of balls and few tees and imagination to how we can actually improve your putting and work on those three fundamentals. So during our practice, we kind of got two stages. We've got our technical phase, so where we could start working quite technically on our stroke in terms of start line, and then we've got our playing stage. So let's talk about how we can break them two up. So first stage, we mentioned our final point there is we need to be able to start the ball online. So I want you to use 3 golf balls here when you do it. I want you to read a putt, so I've got a 15-foot putt here. The flag just goes just past the camera. I want you to read the putt. So I can see this putt here. It's going to break about a cup from the right. So what I want you to do is down your start line, I want you to place a tee on the right and a tee on the left. And I want this space to just be bigger than a ball width. Now we can make it bigger, we can make it tighter. However big or tight we make it makes it either easy or hard. And what I want this to form is I want you to be able to pick a start line, match the pace and match the read all in one go. And I'd hit these 3 putts from here, making sure I'm starting this ball through the gates. This would kind of form my technical phase of my practice here. I'm really bothered about my start line and what I'm doing. Let's have this a go. So, putt number 1. Lined up and starting through our gates. Like so. Putt number 2. And again, I would probably go through the same process. I wouldn't move the tee pegs, but I'd make sure the ball goes in the same position, in the correct position, read the putt, use my imagination and start to work on all those 3 things at once. So, point number 1, being able to read the putt. Point number 2, being able to get a good matching our pace and our line. And point number 3, working on our start line. So this is what we're doing here. Our technical phase today is working on our start line. See it, picture it, hit it. So there's number 2 through. So I feel like here I'm pretty consistent on starting that ball online. Haven't quite got them close to the hole quite yet, but I'm working on that start line. This is being very repetitive in terms of me being able to deliver that putter and deliver a consistent start line. Now, what I would say is, however we deliver that, if we can always deliver a good consistent start line, we're going to be a very good putter, or we're going to be on the way to being a very good putter. So, ball number 3. Let's see if we can start it through our gate again. So you can see there, 3 out of 3, all 3 started through our gate. So we know we've worked on a point there. Yes, we read the putt, didn't quite get the pace, but our start line was very consistent with all those 3 putts. That would form the technical phase to this session. Now let's get into how we can actually think about how we can marry those 3 key skills into a drill which is going to put us under a little bit of pressure. So we've now warmed up the technical phase. We've worked on our start line. We know that today we're working the club and putter well. We're starting that ball consistently through our gates and our start line gates. So now let's put ourselves under pressure. Let's work on the 3 fundamentals: reading, matching our line and pace, and being able to start the ball online. So I've got 3 putts here. What I want this to form is, I want you to form, these are all birdie putts, okay? How many under par can we be for the 3 putts? So we've got a 4-foot putt, we've got a 10-foot putt, and we've got a 13-foot putt. So we've got 3 different putts here, and these are all over different distances to really test you. So what I would do is I'd throw these every time you come down here at different distances within 15 feet. If we can become good within 15 to 10 feet, we're going to see some really big improvements in our golf game. So I want to go long putt, short putt, and then the middle putt. Reading the putt, picking the start line, creating that imagination, and that's a really big key thing. However many times do you have a big rolling putt with undulation left and undulation right, and you actually hit a good putt, you actually get it close to the hole, because you're more tuned in, you're more aware, you're more focused. When you've got a straight putt, or can't quite read it, or just hit it, keep that same intensity between the interesting putts and the not so interesting putts. This one's just off the right. Picture my start line in front of me, picturing those gates, keeping the imagination there, rolling the putt. Nearly, good effort. Right, let's go to the close one now. Same intensity. Now we can keep the flagging now with the new rules. So reading the putt, keeping that same intensity, lining it up, picturing your start line, picturing our little gates we had in our technical practice in this session. See if we can hold the putt. Boom. Final one. So we're 1 under there for the 2 putts. Let's see if we can get it to 2 under. I'll be really happy with that score. So again, that same intensity, read the putt, picture the pace in which the ball's going to fall in on. That entry speed pace is really important. Let's just feel like we get that ball just trickling and dropping in. Let's not ram it in, let's let it trickle and drop in. Picture it, picture your start gates, over the golf ball, full routine, roll it in. Not quite the one there. So we can see there we've taken our practice from a technical, which was quite a controlled environment, just working on our start line, being aware of the 2 important factors, to then a very intense game environment. And I would do this if you've got 15 minutes of putting time before you go out. I would work on your start line to begin with, and then use 3 golf balls around a hole. Test yourself from different distances to really get yourself tuned in to the 3 fundamentals: reading, matching pace and line, and being able to start that ball on line. Thank you for watching today's video on Alex Elliott Golf. They're my 3 fundamentals to help you improve your putting out on the golf course. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you next time.